5 morning habits to avoid. Most people think their morning routine is fine, but in reality, the first 1 to 2 hours after you wake up can either set you up for massive success or quietly destroy your productivity for the rest of the day. I learned this the hard way. For years, I thought I was just a night owl and that mornings didn't really matter. But the truth is, the habits you follow in the first part of your day create a domino effect. A distracted, rushed, or lazy morning bleeds into your work hours, affects your focus, and makes you less disciplined overall. The problem is, most people don't even realize they're making these mistakes. They've become part of the routine, checking your phone in bed, skipping breakfast, hitting snooze 5 times, starting work without a clear plan, and then wondering why the whole day feels like a blur. When I decided to intentionally remove certain habits from my mornings, everything changed. My energy improved, I was more focused, and I started finishing my most important tasks before lunch, something I used to struggle with for years. In this video, I'm going to share the 5 morning habits you need to stop doing immediately if you want to be more productive, disciplined, and successful. These are not tips, they're the exact changes I've made that turned my mornings into a launch pad for the rest of my day. If you can cut even 2 or 3 of these out of your mornings, you'll see a massive difference in your mood, focus, and performance. Let's dive in. 1. Checking your phone first thing. One of the fastest ways to ruin your focus before the day even begins is by checking your phone right after waking up. I used to do this every single morning. I'd grab my phone just to check the time, and the next thing I knew, 30 minutes had passed. I'd already read emails, scrolled through social media, and sometimes replied to messages, all before I even got out of bed. Here's the problem. The moment you check your phone, you're letting the outside world set your priorities. Instead of starting your day with intention, you're reacting to notifications, news, and other people's demands. That's why so many people feel overwhelmed or anxious before they even have breakfast. They've already overloaded their brain. Research shows that your brain is most creative and focused within the first 90 minutes of waking. But if you fill that time with endless scrolling, you waste your best mental energy on things that don't move your life forward. You're essentially giving your most productive time to someone else's agenda. When I stopped checking my phone in the morning, my focus and mood improved dramatically. Now, I keep my phone in another room and use a simple alarm clock. The first 60 to 90 minutes of my day are completely tech-free. Instead of reacting to the world, I focus on my own priorities, whether that's exercising, journaling, or working on my most important project. If you can resist the urge to check your phone first thing, you'll start your day calmer, clearer, and more in control. That one change alone can boost your productivity for the entire day. 2. Hitting the snooze button. Hitting the snooze button might feel harmless, just 5 more minutes. But it's one of the most destructive habits you can have in the morning. I used to be a chronic snoozer. The alarm would go off. I'd hit snooze and repeat this cycle 2 or 3 times before actually getting up. I thought I was giving myself extra rest, but in reality, I was making myself more tired and less focused for the rest of the day. Here's why. Every time you hit snooze and drift back to sleep, you re-enter a new sleep cycle that you can't complete. When the alarm goes off again, your brain is stuck in sleep inertia, that groggy, heavy-headed feeling that makes it harder to wake up. This fog can last for hours, killing your productivity well into the morning. It's not just about feeling sleepy. Snoozing also sends a signal to your brain that you don't follow through on your commitments. You told yourself you'd get up at 6:30, but you didn't. That's a small but powerful message that can ripple into other parts of your day, lowering your discipline and self-trust. The fix. Place your alarm clock or phone far enough from your bed that you have to physically get up to turn it off. Once you're on your feet, resist the temptation to climb back into bed. Instead, head straight to an energizing activity. Drink a glass of water, stretch, or let some sunlight in. When I finally broke the snooze habit, my mornings became sharper, my energy more stable, and my productivity soared. Waking up on time isn't just about getting more hours, it's about starting the day with a win and building momentum from the very first moment. 3. Skipping a morning plan. Starting your day without a clear plan is like setting sail without a map. You'll drift wherever the wind takes you, and usually that's toward distraction. I used to think I could just wing it in the mornings, trusting that I'd figure out what to do once I sat down to work. The problem? Without defined priorities, I defaulted to easy or urgent tasks instead of the important ones that actually moved me forward. Here's what happens when you skip planning. Your brain spends the first part of the day deciding what to do instead of actually doing it. That's decision fatigue, and it eats away at your focus before you even hit peak working hours. On top of that, without a plan, it's easy to get pulled into other people's agendas, answering messages, checking email, or reacting to minor issues that feel urgent but aren't truly important. The fix is simple but powerful. Create your morning plan the night before. I take 5 to 10 minutes every evening to write down my top 3 priorities for the next day, along with any supporting tasks. That way, I wake up knowing exactly what to tackle first. No hesitation, no wasted mental energy. When I made this a habit, my productivity skyrocketed. I wasn't just busy, I was effective. I ended each day with real progress on meaningful work, instead of feeling like I'd spent hours spinning my wheels. If you want to protect your mornings and make the most of them, don't leave your first moves to chance. Have a plan ready before your day begins, and you'll start with clarity, confidence, and control. 4. Skipping movement or exercise. One of the biggest mistakes I made for years was starting my day without moving my body. I'd wake up, sit down at my desk, and go straight into work mode. At first, it felt like I was being productive after all. I was getting a head start on the day. But in reality, I was setting myself up for sluggishness, stiffness, and lower energy levels. Your body and brain are deeply connected. When you skip movement in the morning, you miss out on a natural boost of blood flow, oxygen, and endorphins that help you feel awake and alert. Instead, your energy curve starts low and often stays low. Even worse, staying sedentary first thing can signal to your brain that the day is going to be slow, making it harder to build momentum. You don't have to run a marathon or spend an hour at the gym. A simple 10 to 15 minute routine can transform how you feel. This could be stretching, yoga, bodyweight exercises, a quick walk, or even dancing to your favorite music. The goal isn't to burn calories, it's to wake your body up and prime your mind for focus. When I started moving in the morning, my productivity and mood improved instantly. I felt sharper, my posture was better, and I had more stamina to get through intense work sessions. It also became a mental reset button. As soon as I moved, I felt ready to take on the day. If you want to start your mornings with energy and clarity, make movement non-negotiable. Even 5 minutes of intentional exercise can completely change how you show up for the rest of the day. 5. Skipping a mindful start. In the rush to get going, many people skip the most powerful part of their morning, taking a few minutes to start the day with intention. For years, my mornings were a blur. Wake up, rush through basic tasks, grab coffee, and dive into work. I thought I was saving time by skipping any kind of mindfulness or quiet preparation. In reality, I was carrying yesterday's stress, cluttered thoughts, and distractions straight into a brand new day. Here's the problem. Without a mindful start, you're reactive. Your mood, focus, and energy are at the mercy of whatever happens to you next. A frustrating email, a noisy environment, or a small setback can completely throw you off. Mindfulness in the morning acts like mental armor, giving you stability no matter what the day brings. A mindful start doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as sitting quietly with your coffee for 5 minutes, practicing deep breathing, writing in a gratitude journal, or meditating, the key is to be fully present. No phone, no TV, no mental to-do list running in the background. When I started giving myself 10 minutes of mindful space each morning, I noticed a huge shift. I was calmer, more focused, and less likely to get stressed over small things. My work quality improved because my mind wasn't bouncing between thoughts. It was steady and clear. If you think you don't have time for mindfulness, remember, this 5 to 10 minutes now can save you hours of wasted time later. Start small, stay consistent, and you'll find that the rest of your morning and your day runs far smoother. Final word: if your mornings feel rushed, chaotic, or unproductive, it's probably not because you're not a morning person. It's because the first few hours of your day are being shaped by habits that quietly drain your focus, energy, and discipline. The good news is, you don't have to overhaul your entire life to fix it. You just need to stop doing a few key things. Checking your phone first thing, hitting snooze, starting without a plan, skipping movement, and ignoring. Mindfulness might seem small, but together they create a chain reaction that defines your entire day. Remove them, and you instantly clear the space for better choices. You'll have more mental energy, sharper focus, and a stronger sense of control before most people have even finished their coffee. The best part, you don't have to do it all at once. Pick one of these habits to cut this week. Replace it with something simple and positive. Maybe 5 minutes of stretching instead of scrolling, or a quick journal session instead of hitting snooze. As you master one change, move on to the next. Morning habits are like compound interest, small daily actions that build into huge results over time. Imagine a year from now, starting every day with clarity, focus, and energy. How different would your work, health, and relationships look? Your mornings are the foundation of your day. Protect them, and they'll pay you back tenfold. So tomorrow, when you wake up, remember, the way you start sets the tone for everything that follows. Make it count.